There are many tourist attractions in New York City. The Empire State Building, the World Trade Center, the Statue of Liberty. However, there is one site that tends to be ignored by tourists. With that in mind, we are calling it the lesser-known tourist attraction. First, there's a fine dining experience that we will venture into. And what better place to eat at than this fine, exquisite... Hello?
Phenomena.
Hello?
Phenomena.
Hello? Hello?
Phenomena.
Hello?
Phenomena.
Fine service. Hello?
Phenomena.
Hello?
Phenomena.
This gets better by the minute. Yes, 20-piece McNugget, large fries. That's all, please.
Would you like something to drink?
Phenomena.
Okay.
Phenomena. Phenomena.
Too sweet and sour and too mustard? Thank you. With lunch in hand, what better place to have it than in one of the more popular spots in this site, the Old Pier. As you can see behind me, there are people catching their own. Off to other sounds and faces of New York. Now that you've seen the Rock of Gibraltar.
2,
Now that you've seen the Rock of Gibraltar, let's go on to the South Bronx.
3,
Now that you've seen the Rock of Gibraltar.
4,
Now that you've seen the Rock of Gibraltar, on to the South Bronx. As you can see behind me, we're at 138th Street and Cypress Avenue. As you can see behind me, we're at 138th Street and Cypress Avenue, where we have the best architectural design in the city. As you can see behind me, we are at 138th Street and Cypress Avenue, which the buildings around has withstood the test of time of the architecture. As you can see behind me, we are at 138th Street and Cypress Avenue that has a fine architectural design which withstood the test of time. Let's now take a look at some of the more cultural events as presented from some of the people of the South Bronx. Presented with all hot dogs. Surprise! Now take a look at one of the more cultural events as presented from one of the more cultural events of... Let's now take a look at one of the more cultural events presented by some of the kids of the South Bronx.
La reina de la noche, la diosa del vudú. Yo no podré salvarme, podrás salvarte tú.
And that was TEB for the Electronic Breakers. We're here at the Museum of the Street, where you can see some of the local art. We're in the city does not mean that we're too far from the country. As you can see behind me, the city people are not that far away from the country life.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Because we're in the city does not mean that we're too far from the country. As you can see behind me, the city life is not too far from the country life. For instance, here we have... Everyone said that Washington lived here and Lincoln lived here. Well, Michael lived here. Where are we going with our tour? Let's go in and get something to drink. This is going to be good.
Set sail with town morning.
When is the movie playing?
So bring me to Pina Coladas. She said goodbye to her good time and man.
Well, it's getting your local drinks and food and other kind of necessities. In most of the stores, you can either get some numbers, drugs, etc., etc.
Yeah, please.
Sometimes you find yourself in a line that begins where it ends.
Oh, now I gotta say, at the wind away and the moon winking down at me. Jesus, my
The uptown southern... Here we are in the fashionable uptown 3rd Avenue, where clothing is a key to success in the streets of the South Bronx. Excuse me while I go use the local urinal. The South Bronx is filled with many recreational facilities for kids, this being one of them. You see, this area here is well equipped with safety and fun features for the kids to grow by. These are two friends of the cameraman that just happened to pass by.
I wanna be a producer with a hit show on Broadway. I wanna be a producer, lunch at Sardi's every day. I wanna be a producer, sport a top hat and a cane. I wanna be a producer and drive those chorus girls insane. I wanna be a producer and sleep until 2:30. I wanna be a producer and say you, not you. I wanna be a producer, wear a tux on opening night. I wanna be a producer and see my name